Hey, welcome to BrainCell's Sugar 7.9 Reveal webinar. I am Sonja Fridell, President of BrainCell, and I'm joined by Kevin Cook. Kevin, are you there?
Yeah, hi everybody. Nice to be here with you again, Sonja.
Excellent. So we'll dive right in. Most of you know us as your sugar CRM partner. We've helped hundreds of companies around the country in North America deploy sugar CRM. We have a mission to help businesses grow and transform with technology. Today we have a few points of discussion here, discussing new features in Sugar 7.9, which was just recently released. So we'll look at a couple slides here, and then we'll go into an actual live demonstration to show you these points live.
There's some pretty cool stuff. Sugar 7.9's, we've been waiting for some of these features for a long time.
Long time. So including the new quotes module, which we'll go over today. Yeah, the new quotes interface is beautiful. There's also a new reporting list view interface, which we'll look at, a new help pop-up, advanced workflow enhancements, and structured search, and those are some of the things that Kevin will walk us through. And then we'll have some general platform updates, prepared statements. Kevin, maybe you can handle some of these, bring us through point number 2. So first of all, prepared statements in PHP 7. This is more technical stuff, but maybe you can help out with that.
This is all very technical, so most folks that are on the call today are, unless you're a developer, you're probably not going to be too interested in these things. If you're a developer, you write SQL, you know what a prepared statement is. So prepared statements mean that you can build a statement, an SQL statement, and get it ready to fire ahead of time. It's going to save you time, but it's only going to be appropriate for people who are hosted on-prem. People who are hosted on-prem will have access to prepared statements. Sugar is going to have some prepared statements in their on-demand environment, but it's not something that any of us access. It's just the use of prepared statements in the on-demand environment is going to speed things up. Also, PHP 7. Sugar is going to support PHP 7, which is kind of cool. For all you nerds out there, you might have realized that when you're standing up your own on-prem instance, you had to use an older version of PHP. You couldn't use the latest and greatest. And people have complained about it now. Sugar supporting PHP 7. Again, it's really only for on-prem implementations. Again, for the developers, there's some updates to the various libraries that are included in the Sugar packages. It is important that there's some security fixes. The security fixes, those are in the release notes. If anybody's interested in them, you should look at it, but there are literally dozens. And most of these things, I don't want to put anybody off. These are not major things like your credit cards being stolen. No, of course not. It's just little stuff, and some of them are as small as, you know, a minor crash or a bug. But there are a lot of fixes in the new release, so that's wicked important, as they say over here in Massachusetts.
Great, and speed. I mean, I think all of these things help speed, but I'm seeing things render faster in the new version. Is that
true?
Is that true? Yeah. Okay, great. Awesome. So I think we'll probably start on the new quotes module. I'll take these couple things, and then I'll hand it over to Kevin for the controls to step us through workflow. So let's just, and the release notes, I'll get this handout here, but the release notes we'll send a link to as well. So, all right. So I'm logged into a new version of Sugar here, and I'm going to cruise through the quotes module. So the quotes module before was in kind of the legacy view, and they've updated the entire screen view. So first, you should notice this is a big difference. You're seeing a quotes list view, which looks like the rest of the new system, which is quite attractive, I think. So you now have the ability to run your regular view filters, add a little dashboard on the side, you know, work it really like any other module. But there are also some functionality changes within the actual quote area. So this is the actual quote interface now. Very nice. You see, it's all inline editing. There was an old quote screen which was very clunky and looked like a disaster kind of Excel sheet. So this is much more fluid and simple. So you've got your clickable, editable fields. And your views here down below, this can be tabbed or panel view, as you're seeing here, just like any other module. Quote settings, we're going to show more, and then down below, this is where all of your line items are. So previously, again, this was a bit more clunky. Now I have the ability to add very fluidly and drag and drop quote line items. So let's add one here and see just what this looks like. So I can add groups, comments, or quoted line items. Again, this was kludgy before, where if I added a quoted line item, I could associate a comment with it, and now I can put a comment in much easier. Search and select. So this is, again, a kind of easier interface to work with. Pre-fill, all of these things are the same. I can change on US dollars or percentage for a discount. That's still there. Yeah, 5% in there. And if I wanted to see this further up, well, I can save to and then move it in line.
Wow, I like that. It's great.
Drag and drop. Changes the order as well. I can do something like this, add a comment, and again, this is much more fluid looking. You know, thank you comment there. And of course, I can add a group, which would separate. Let's just use our example here of maybe software and services, or software and hardware. So I can go right here and say that this is, you know, services, and I can press this nice little save on both areas. And then I just use the plus button here to create line items or comments on this group.
And those of you, while you're doing that, those of you who are connected over to QuickBooks through the quoting module, you're not going to lose any functionality. In fact, it's going to be easier and prettier, because you're, as long as you're on the latest and greatest of the QuickBooks integration, you will be, you won't lose a thing.
Awesome. So yeah, now I have a really good view here of everything in line. And I have the ability, like before, right from here to actually send this quote out. And after I save it here, you'll see some options on the down arrow where I can do quite a few things. Download this to PDF as a template of my choice, and these are, of course, controlled in the PDF editor and admin. So this is still same functionality. I can create an opportunity from the quote, which kind of backtracks. Sometimes people make quotes before creating opportunities, so this handles that. And historical summary is really nice, and this is new. I haven't really done anything except create it, so it's not in here. But if you do make changes, that is an audit trail that will show changes to the actual quote. Yeah. This change log.
And do me a favor, open the sidecar, would you there, Sonja?
Sure.
I'd like to make a, just expand the sidecar. Wonderful, thank you. A nod to all our developer friends out there, something that you guys have been waiting for a long time is the move away from the horseshoe crab. And the horseshoe crab, well, you know the horseshoe crab is a animal that hasn't changed since like the Jurassic era. Well, Sugar's quoting module has not changed since probably 2000. It was literally the oldest piece of code inside Sugar. Now that they've changed it, you can take advantage of all the new 7.0 architecture, specifically the sidecar and how you attach your customizations. The quotes module is one of those modules that people wanted to customize all the time. But because it was on the old architecture, writing custom code against the old quotes module was tough. It was like dealing with the shell of that horseshoe crab. But now that they're in the 7.0 architecture, it makes it so much easier for developers to write against the quotes module. You can leverage the existing stuff that you're already writing. You don't have to write two separate code bases.
Yep.
So that's a huge, huge improvement in 7.9. May not be as transparent to general users of the tool, but for developers, that's a big change.
It is, and quoting is such a sensitive thing, right? Because everyone quotes differently. They really do, and so now we have the flexibility to make those changes within people's architecture. So yeah, these are very important things. Great, Kevin. Anything else to show on the quoting interface?
No, I'm glad you showed the drag and drop and the groupings. We expanded into the sidecar. That's it. And one thing, when you showed the drop-down arrow next to the context menu next to the edit button, that was, you were showing existing sugar architecture, which previously the quotes module was not leveraging. And now the quotes module really is leveraging all of sugar. It's been brought into the fold, so to speak.
And it looks great.
And it looks great. Yeah.
It does. Looks awesome. All right. Wonderful. So let's move on to reports. Not too much to show here. The actual report backend we know is coming up for a refresh sometime soon, like in the next couple years, we know. We can't give a date there, but the list view of reports has changed drastically. So that's what you're seeing here. These are the same reports, and if I click into them, I'll just open in a new tab here. We're going to see the same architecture of a report that you're used to. So same actual backend architecture of how to create a report, but the list view is much improved. So this is the new architecture of Sugar, and of course, just like with that quotes list view module, I can now make filters, change around my column headers, and make different headers available to my users, all through this new interface. All drag and droppable, very nice. So,
and you can also tag a report. That's part of the the list view includes tagging, and so because of the way the metadata around report records now includes tags. And that's not a huge thing, but it is kind of nice for those of you who are actually using tags. And you are all using tags, right?
Tags are great. Tags are great. Kevin, maybe give us I know this is something that's new in version 7 in general for tags, but I'll put you on the spot and tell me a little bit about a tag. I'll open one up here.
Tags are great. This is why I made that the vocal intonation. People should be using tags. If you've got any kind of record, like like a person record there, and you may have I don't know if the demo you're showing there has title as a free text or drop down, but you can have fields that are drop downs to categorize that record within the module. But tags let you categorize records across modules. So for example, like you're saying, an A+ customer. If you weren't using tags, Roxanne would be an A+ customer. That'd be great. You could report or filter and say, show me all my customers, the people who are A+ customers. But with tags, you can go cross modules, and you can tag an opportunity as being related to an A+ customer. You can tag a person as being an A+ customer, an account as an A+ customer, all using the same tag. What that allows you to do is to create collections of records across modules, not just within a module, but across modules related to the tag. So tags are extremely useful in that regard. Think of it, teams are usually used for departments, but you may want to tag related on who internally your company is working on a certain type of customer or opportunity. So tags allow you to go cross modules. I think that's huge. I think tags are a great feature of 7.0 in general, or 7 in general. I think it came in 7.6. Tags did. So I'm a big tag fan.
Awesome, good. No, I love them. Also because it makes it possible to create your own drop-downs without having to muddy up the whole database, right? Which, like, we've had clients that have like 400 drop-downs values for XYZ. That was a big thing in ACT too. People always creating these big drop-downs, and my God, it's impossible to get good data then. So at least this gives you the ability to, have that like informal kind of tagging process where each user basically makes up their own drop-down list and way of keeping track of things in an informal manner.
I want to bring up something. I had another customer who said, I don't want my users making them. I don't want a tag cloud that's cloudy. And because tags are just another Sugar module and tags are subject to permissions, you can have the administrator go in and create a whole list of tags that the company will use and then lock it down for everybody else by role. So you can have a pre-selected group of tags so people don't create a whole tag cloud. It's messy if you want that. So that's a great feature of tags because they have to honor Sugar permissions just like everything else. Another thing that tags do is allow you to make reports that report cross-module. One of the unfortunate things about Sugar's standard reporting module is that you can't, for example, say, create a nice, neat report of all the activities, because activities are multiple modules, right? Meetings, calls, tasks, emails, things like that. If you want to create an activity report, you had to combine all the modules, and it can get messy. Yep. If you use tags, instead of creating an activity report, you create a tag report, and that is showing activities that are related to a certain tag.
That's a great point.
Because of tagging, you can create activity reports that are neat.
Wow.
So there you go.
That's great. And like, so not even a report, Kevin, but like a tag list too.
Or tag list, now, right.
Yeah, because now that it's available as a module, you're right, I can see it all here. Yeah, that's awesome. I never thought of it that way. Let's create one more tag here. I never saved that one. So this is an A+. We'll create a new tag, and we'll save it. And now if I go back to my tag list view,
hey,
and I can preview it.
But tags have been around since before 7.9, so they're not technically a 7.9 feature, so we shouldn't be talking about them. They're 7.6, way back from 7.6.
No, but this is good stuff. So, and I just also wanted to visit, when I clicked on that Chicago Hot lead, well, then anything that fits into that criteria shows here. So, yeah, this is a great, a tag list is almost like a target list then, if you think of it that way.
Could be. Could be.
Great.
It's cross modules. Remember, it's cross modules. Yeah.
Yeah.
The help pane. Help was another thing that came up in 7.9. Yes. So after reports, you got help pop up. What Sugar did, again, this is more for developers. If you're creating your own help, you no longer have to use a side pane. You can do. Sugar created a whole new, what they call helplets. Remember, you can create dashlets, so you can now create helplets. Again, more for developers than anybody else. It's one of those features that not a lot of people are going to be using, but it's just a different way to present help. I had one customer who wanted to work their users through the system, and they went out and they bought a third-party help tool. Well, and they did that a couple of years ago. If Sugar had these helplets, you wouldn't have had to do that. You can create your own customized help. So it's not a feature that everybody's going to use, but it is kind of interesting.
Great. Well, Kevin, I'll turn the presentership over to you. We want to look at workflow, workflow and structured search, but maybe, I don't know if we have a help pop-up set up.
No, I don't have one set up because it is for developers. It's a code thing.
Right. Oh, excellent. All right.
But this is something that I have had. I've been in the Sugar Partner portal, Sugar Community portal, and people in the community have been asking me about this. I'm going to show you some of the changes that are new in 7.9 that pertain to advanced workflows. And one of them is huge. It was something that I identified. Yes, I am patting myself on the back. I identified a while back. I meant to be in design. A deficiency in Sugar's advanced workflow. I'll get to that in a minute. There are a lot of things that Sugar's advanced workflow is going to let you do. Date validation. Easy to rearrange criteria. Field, and this is the big one, start events like I've got here can be triggered by a field changing to or from a specific value. It was really, really strange. The legacy workflow could do it, but the modern advanced workflow could not. Well, they changed that. So advanced workflow can now be triggered when a field changes to a specific value. Let me show you what I mean. I'll show you a couple of things in here. This is the start event for a new lead. And you can see I've got some criteria. In this case, I'm saying, show me all the leads that were created before 1 a.m. on June 15th. So before 1 a.m. today. And they're in Massachusetts or New Hampshire. Let's say I want to add not just Massachusetts and New Hampshire, but I also want to add Maine. If any of you have ever done advanced workflows, you're like, oh no, I put that in the wrong place. It's outside my parentheses. In the past, you would have had to go delete everything, delete all the mistakes. You can't rework it. But now this is cool. You're going to say, oh, that's a silly little thing, but I can drag and drop my criteria. It is a silly little thing, but it's not silly if you just typed in 50 states and you realize the parentheses is in the wrong place and you got to retype them. So I think that's a nice little feature.
Yeah.
Other thing that's pretty cool, now it's obviously not going to apply to new records. It will apply to updated records. I'm going to say and. Let's say the department. I'm just going to grab something here at random. Changes from or changes to. These are brand new. Changes. In the past, advanced workflow did not keep track of things changing, but now it does. So you can say it changes from one value to another. Where this came up most frequently was in opportunities. People will want to run a workflow based on an opportunity changing to the sold stage. Imagine an opportunity gets changed to sold. You want to kick off the onboarding process. That's a very common workflow. Until 7.9, you could not do that with advanced workflows. But now you can do something like that because you'd say opportunity, sales stage, changes to closed, 1. So rearranging, date validation, making sure that dates are actually dates, rearranging criteria. I think these are all big changes to advanced workflow. People have been looking yeah, they wanted them for a long time. They wanted these things for a long time. Another thing that's really interesting is the created by and modified. You couldn't do that before. Oops, I didn't mean that. I wanted to be my evaluation. So let's say I want to get all the lead records that are in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Maine, and the lead department changes by certain something or other, and created by. You could not do a created by criteria in the past. So now I can add created by and or modified by. That's another thing. You'd think that advanced workflows would have it, but not until 7.9. So any of you on 7.8 or earlier, you don't have this. You need to get it in 7.9. I hope this is a good explanation for my friends out there in the audience who are asking me to touch on this. People in the partner community had asked me to include this in today's webinar, and I hope this is a good explanation. There are a couple other things. Descriptive labels, flexible options for editing. It's minor stuff. So a couple other things around advanced workflow, but those are the biggies. I hope that's helpful.
No, that's great. Those are big changes, and even this is even a nice little tutorial on advanced workflow. But by the way, this is available in Enterprise Edition only.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. Wah wah.
Great, Kevin. This is really nice. Is there anything that you can show about structured search, or is that just purely a?
Yeah, structured search. No, structured search is another thing. It means you can use ands and ors. I don't know if it's enabled in here. I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't know if it's going to show up here, but I'm going to say, I'm trying to think of a good, who's in my database here? So this would be, yeah, just John, or, yeah, it does work. It is enabled here, John or Sally. So you can now use structured Boolean searching in global search.
Wow. What are some of the other commands besides or?
It's standard Boolean stuff, ands and ors. Yeah, ands and ors.
Okay.
And sugar, I don't know if it supports, it does support nots. That's right, not was another one that I wanted in there. So it supports ands and ors and nots. It doesn't support, for all you geeks out there, it doesn't support other Boolean operators like nors and stuff like that. But the basics, ands, ors, nots. I'm not sure if it supports parenthetic searches. It might. I'll tell you in a minute here. It should search nothing. Yeah, nothing. So it does support ands and parenthetic searches. Parenthetic searches. That's a feature that people have been asking for some time, the ability to do structured searching, which is very cool, I think. Now, all this really speaks to Sugar's maturity. Sugar is maturing and answering, it's listening to the users. Users wanted advanced workflows to do changes from to. Users wanted structure search, and Sugar's listening to the users and making those changes.
That's great. No, these are good, real nice usability type of things too.
Yeah.
Great. When is this available, Kevin?
It is available now. General GA, general availability. If you're a new user, if you're purchasing Sugar, and the people who are on our webinar today are almost entirely our own customers. So we don't have very many potentially new customers here. But for new customers, when you buy a license of Sugar, you're getting 7.9. The people who are on the webinar today, our existing customers, will have to get upgraded, and many of you out there are working with me right now on upgrades. You will be upgraded to 7.9, and you'll have all these features. Those of you who are still at 7.8 or earlier, if you want to be upgraded, you should contact us, and we will put you in the upgrade stream. This is not like the upgrade from 6 to 7. The upgrade from 7X up to 7.9 is very straightforward. You don't have to worry about customizations breaking. There's no huge architectures, with the exception possibly of quotes. If you've done customizations on the quotes module, I mean code customizations in the quotes module, then we'll have to talk. But for other folks, it'll just be a transparent upgrade. Call us if you want. We can make it happen for you.
Yep, and if you've got a lot of customizations, just in general, it's always a good idea to do a Sandbox Upgrade, which support is more than happy to do. So the path for that is we will help you open up a support ticket, or you can do it yourself, where you just go into the Sugar community and open a support ticket. And again, if you want to test that upgrade, you just ask them to do a Sandbox Upgrade, and they'll do it. You can approve it, and then they'll upgrade your production. Also, you know, when will you get upgraded? Kevin, noted that, but they're on a rolling upgrade schedule, so they'll upgrade kind of batches at a time. So you'll get an email before you're scheduled for an upgrade. A good while in advance, I think it's at least 2 weeks in advance, you get an email saying, hey, you're on the upgrade schedule for this day or this day. And yeah, and then you do that, get upgraded. But if you'd like to get upgraded sooner, as Kevin said, call us or just put in a support ticket saying that you want to be upgraded.
Yeah. And when, Sonja, I was wondering, maybe you can help me. When is our next webinar?
On July 19th.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, this is a little while off because people are vacationing in July quite a bit, but we are really excited to be looking at the new version of Tenfold, which is a really beautiful phone integration, and they've got a big push for big data and data analytics built into their newest edition.
I've heard really cool things about this new version. I haven't seen it yet. I know you have. I haven't seen it yet. I'm really eager to see it.
It's amazing, and the things that they're thinking of is, I think, like years ahead of where we are right now. So more info on that. We're going to be blogging about it a lot and maybe doing some teaser videos. So this is a really good and interesting webinar for us. Yeah, we're excited about it. And Kevin, you go to the next slide.
There we go. Yeah.
As always, we're more than happy as your account managers here to assist you with frustrations, or maybe things that you want to improve, or maybe you feel like you guys aren't using it to the fullest. That's what we're here for. So schedule a free 30-minute system review with your account manager by simply reaching out to them, or you can always chat with us online or send us just a general email or call us. And we're more than happy to look over your system and say, hey, here are some simple things that you could do to improve people's lives.
Yes. Yeah. Is that billable? Oh, no, it's free.
It is free.
Yeah.
And yeah, the neat thing is we're in the marketplace. We understand all the crazy add-ins and the things that can be done with Sugar. So don't feel like you're alone. We can absolutely help you with a number of things when it comes to raising your productivity. So
it really does. I think I can speak for you, Sonja, when I say that it makes me happy when customers call me and I can make an improvement to their system like that. I really like doing that because that's going to make my customers happier customers and more effective customers.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, great. Well, that does it for now, Kevin. Right? We're done with our slides.
I guess it does.
Yeah, we're done. All right. Well, wonderful. Everyone, thank you very much for joining today. We'll be sending out recordings, slide decks, and also lots of information coming up on the new webinar. That'll be a little bit over a month from now. So, Kevin.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
All
Bye.
Bye-bye.